the Egyptian army has announced that Adli Mahmud Mansour, head of the Supreme Constitutional Court, will take on the role of interim president. While the constitution states that the prime minister should take over the presidency in case of such a void, the army had warned on July 1 that it had its own roadmap. It suspended the constitution on July 3 and the defense minister and commander-in-chief of the armed forces, Gen Abd-al-Fattah al-Sisi, announced that Mr Mansour would replace Mohammed Morsi and take on presidential duties until fresh elections are called. Having served as deputy head of the Constitutional Court since 1992, Mr Mansour was appointed as its president in May 2013 and took up his post on July 1. Egypt's Masra'i website describes Mr Mansour as a mysterious man with a low media profile. Born in Cairo in 1945, he received a license to practice law from the Cairo University in 1967 and joined the State Council in 1970, rising in the ranks until he was appointed deputy president of the Constitutional Court in 1992. He headed the constitutional hearings in 2012 that scrapped the political isolation law, which prohibited members of the old regime from contesting elections. It is this law that allowed Mubarak-era Prime Minister Ahmed Shafik to run as a candidate in the last presidential elections. Mr Mansour's name seems to have first emerged as a possible leader of Egypt on June 30. On the first day of the current wave of protests on June 30, a group named Al-Sha'ab Yuraid, the People Demand, distributed a petition among fellow protesters calling for the formation of a presidential council to run the country, listing his name as a possible member. The Masra'i website notes that this is a time of rapid change for Mr Mansour, a man who has spent the last 10 years playing the role of second-in-command in the court. While he has yet to comment publicly, Twitter users have seemingly embraced the possibility of Mr Mansour's appointment as interim president. Many felt his appointment was a given fact and went ahead with congratulatory posts on Twitter. Speaking to Al-Aram al-Shabab, Judge Hamid al-Jamal described Mr Mansour as a quiet, calm man who makes balanced decisions and who will respect the will of the Egyptian people.